We may be a little more than halfway done, but 2018 has been a stellar year for games. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best video games of the year so far.
Yo, did you hear? We're almost there. You ready to grab this new world by the horns?
For more gaming videos, check out our new spin-off channel, Mojo Plays, for in-depth reviews, thoughtful video essays, detailed character origins, and insightful commentary. Mojo Plays, games smarter.
For this list, we're looking at our favorite games that we consider to be the absolute best of 2018. Unfortunately, we won't be counting remakes like Shadow of the Colossus, and we're not counting Fortnite, as the Battle Royale mode was released in 2017.
Oh.
Number 10, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom.
Tunny? Yes, Evan?
While it took quite a bit of time to release the first Ni no Kuni outside of Japan, players became so enthralled with the game that it didn't take long before they were clamoring for a sequel. Sadly, Studio Ghibli would not be involved with Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. However, that didn't stop the game from becoming a worthy sequel. The world is just as whimsical and wondrous as before, and the experience is so captivating that it's hard for us to put the controller down. Whether you're an RPG fan or not, there's plenty to enjoy in Ni no Kuni 2, from the colorful cast of characters to its fantastic soundtrack. Number 9, Detroit: Become Human.
You are now ready to begin Detroit. Remember, this is not just a story. This is our future.
Whether you love him or hate him, it's hard to argue that David Cage's latest game is anything less than impressive. Detroit: Become Human excels in just how intricate its plot truly is. Almost every choice you make really does matter, which is something many games promise but fail to deliver. Once you see the flowchart of all the possible events, you feel encouraged to replay the game with different choices. It may not attract gamers who are looking for action-packed thrills, but Detroit is a story-driven adventure that is well worth your time.
Oh my God.
Number 8, Octopath Traveler.
It's me, Odette, in the flesh. Good to see you as hale and hearty as ever.
It's always nice to play an RPG that goes back to classic turn-based combat. Octopath Traveler has proven to be yet another fantastic addition to the Nintendo Switch's library. In addition to the engaging combat, the game boasts a unique art style that's sure to appease fans of the 16-bit era without feeling too nostalgic. Thanks to the 8 playable characters, players will find plenty of reasons to keep clocking in, whether they're wanting a new story or are craving the same experience with slightly different gameplay. Thanks to the 8 playable characters, players will find plenty of reasons to keep clocking in, whether they're wanting a new story or are craving the same experience with slightly different gameplay.
Who will you take on your journey? By what means will you overcome the challenges set before you? How will your characters grow and rise to tackle the formidable foes that stand in their way?
Number 7, Into the Breach. From the studio that brought us FTL Faster Than Light comes another strategy game that still has critics talking since its launch in February. Into the Breach allows players to command a squad of troops to fend off an armada of creatures known as the Vek. Don't let the simple visuals fool you. Into the Breach is one of the most challenging strategy games you can play, focusing more on tactical positioning rather than overpowering the enemy. So, if you're looking for a game to challenge your intellect, Into the Breach will keep you playing for quite a while. Number 6, Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire.
Good. Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were.
Obsidian Entertainment never fails to deliver an excellent game. Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, manages to take everything that made its predecessor so great, smoothed out all of the rough edges, and provided an improved experience. While there were a few technical problems, it's not enough to make us want to stop playing. Not when the art style is this gorgeous and the combat is so engaging. It's more of what everyone loved about Pillars of Eternity, and there's a ton of content to keep us busy until Obsidian's next game.
I've got myself in a spot of trouble. Been trying to find a way past without losing a leg or getting a face full of poison.
Number 5. Far Cry 5.
A seal has been opened.
Since its last major release, it had been quite some time since we ventured into the world of Far Cry. So when Far Cry 5 was released in March of 2018, it was a pleasant return for the series. There's not a moment where you aren't exploring the expansive landscape, unloading bullets into enemies, or exploding the ever-living hell out of the environment. Even though the story has fans and critics somewhat divided, Far Cry 5 delivers a fun experience to those seeking a solid shooter with beautiful graphics.
What if Joseph is right? Did you ever stop to think about that?
Number 4. Subnautica. Of all the open-world survival games to have launched in recent years, none have captured our full attention the same way Subnautica has. Upon starting the game, the world looks empty, but once you dive deep below the surface, you'll find a breathtaking underwater environment filled with imaginative creatures. As you continue exploring uncharted locations, you'll find more areas and secrets to pique your interest, which may lead to playing for extensive periods of time. Despite being in early access for quite some time, we can only hope there is more in store for Subnautica.
Detecting increased local radiation levels. Trend is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core, sustained during planet fall.
Number 3. Monster Hunter World. If we had any shred of evidence that 2018 would be a good year in video games, we directly point to Monster Hunter World. To open the doors for new players, controls and menus were tweaked for easier navigation. With vibrant environments and hundreds of hours of content, it's no surprise that this game would become a massive hit. But even so, it has exceeded both our expectations and Capcom's. Midway through 2018, Monster Hunter World has sold over 8 million copies, and it has become Capcom's fastest selling and best-selling game ever.
All's well that ends well.
Hey, we need a hand. Sorry.
Come on.
Catch you later.
Number 2. Celeste. Platformers can go one of two ways. Either they're easy to power through and keep things fun, or they're ridiculously difficult. Celeste manages to provide a challenging experience while also keeping things fun and engaging. It entices you to keep playing by providing bonus challenges, such as finding all the strawberries in each level. In addition to the addictive gameplay, Celeste boasts a fascinating story, while touching upon the struggles of dealing with depression and anxiety. The game received overwhelming praise from critics, and after playing it for ourselves, we'd rightfully say it deserves it. So, be sure to check out our review over on Mojo Plays. Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Your words, not mine. Hey, I might not be smart in your book, but I do get shit done. Can't argue with that.
All the things we once believed had made us. It was hope that pushed us forward.
Number 1. God of War.
Whoa, I can see why Mom wanted us to bring her here.
Indeed.
The last time we saw the Ghost of Sparta, he was starting to show some wrinkles, and the series was quickly growing stale. After a few years of vacation, Kratos is back and better than ever. God of War provided a refreshing take on a series with not just a different camera, but with new mechanics that made combat just as engaging as the earlier titles. The main attraction here, though, is the story. God of War tells one of the most captivating stories thanks to its masterful writing and excellent performances from the voice actors. Needless to say, you can guarantee this will be on our list of top 10 games of 2018.
Stay calm, boy!
This is great!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.